Hi everyone, this is Salvi coming to you with some VTuber news today. I do try to get you as much as I can, and of course I do hope I earn a subscription, and I do hope I earn a follow, like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And of course be sure to do that before the video ends, and I do hope that you enjoy the things that I have for you. By now, you've all heard about Sony Saba, who is a new VTuber who's popping out, and it has all but been confirmed 100% that Gura, or the person who was behind Gura, is now behind Sony Saba. One of the things that is showing this, of course, is Nimi Nightmare, of course, being a part of this whole thing. Cute interactions, things like that. It would be crazy if Saba, Dooby, Nimi, Sachi all do collab for no reason. That would be crazy. Of course, on one hand, I'm glad to see them interacting again. On the other hand, though, I now have a bit of mixed feelings about leaving and then re-debuting fast. It all depends on each one what they want to do, of course. But the reason why I think it, number one, is kind of verifying everything for me, Senzawa, who is a chaotic blue dummy, who's #1 fan of Gura. She wrote that a while back, once Gura was going to be graduating. And now, she is the #1 fan of Sony Saba as well. And as we all know by now, Senzawa is the PL, the original PL of Gura. She was Senzawa before she became Gura. And of course, people here had a chance to do the funniest thing ever and debut as a big booba mommy type. That'd be hilarious. But what kind of pushed it more for me is, of course, you do see the Nimi Nightmare thing here. You also are seeing the people that she is following. These people are, if you know, you know. Of course, Nami, if you know, you know. She was Sana. You also have Shachi, Yuki Sakuna, who are also former members of Hololive, who is, of course, Shachi used to be Mumei, and of course, Yuki Sakuna used to be Aqua. There are so many there. Of course, Nimi Nightmare. There's so many different ones out here. Orden, who has done a lot of work with Hololive. Dooby 3D, who used to be a part of Hololive as well as, you know, if you know, then you know who the Dupster is. Orden, like I mentioned, is kind of a an artist who does a lot of things, a freelance illustrator who does a lot of things for Hololive. Which also leads me to Nacho Neko, who is very well known for being the illustrator of Gura. So, of course, she is Gura's, from what I understand, again, correct me if I'm wrong, she is her model mama, her illustrator mama, her PSD Photoshop mama that, you know, later it gets created into the actual Live 2D rig. So that is kind of, you know, everything that is kind of, you know, going into place. Another thing that kind of pushes it into place with me is this. A filing with the US Copyright Office, or Trademark Office in this case. Sony Saba is trademarked now. It is trademarked under a principal service mark. Live application awaiting examination. Of course, it's going to be examined. Status date when it was created was the 2nd of May. So yes, this is going to be her trademark. And further on, taking a look at this, it is active. The owners are Incoming Next LLC. Of course, an LLC is very, very smart to do when you're doing this, so you don't actually have to put your name on there. You don't have to actually put any kind of identifying information. So that is one thing. But the next part, Odin Law and Media, is a very prominent law firm, media firm that is that has helped a lot of prominent VTubers kind of get trademarks in, kind of get their things done, and does help big agencies as well. So they have. She has a lot of different people in here helping her out become something big and have merchandising with the trademark of Sony Saba being pushed through. This is huge. This is something that has to be done if you want something big to happen, if you want your trademark to be bigger. So they're taking this very seriously. The fact that they got Odin Law kind of pushes me to believe that the person has a lot of contacts, a lot of connections, which Gura would have. And then we have this, of course, finally, which is maybe Dooby X Gura collab in the future. This is something that I did catch here on YouTube, of course, and let's take a look at it.
It was a pretty good day, even though it's Monday. Right. I saw there's a very cool new Twitter account that dropped, and it's kind of freaking epic. And they had a very cute song on their YouTube page. It goes like, Saba, 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 Saba. Exciting! Super cute. Flip it and ship it.
Yep. So
Boys, alright, to my sweet, sweet princesses in the chat, I hope you have a good night.
So of course, maybe a Dooby Saba collab, maybe a Dooby Saba collab in the future. You never know. But even her, she is of course very well known as someone who is a very good detective. So she has probably sniffed some stuff out, and that is what I want to give you on everything that I found out about it being most likely Gura. And of course, when she comes out, she is Saba, no longer Gura, of course. I did cover recently that Tobs was, of course, banned by Twitch for reasons, because they never really said anything about why they were banned. They never really sent an email about it. They never sent in, you know, how you can ask view more. We can see the view more where you got banned, and it'll usually tell you your reason, whether it's the SNN policy, whether it's self-harm, whether it's whatever it is. They will usually let you know. If it's an automated strike, a lot of times they won't let you know, unfortunately. They have been unbanned, but of course, Twitch, in its ever-loving wisdom that it has, this amazing wisdom that it has, they have decided to also send them something about, and then send me an email about self-harm. It was confusing to figure out what it was. They never properly specified what it was. And here is their thing about, you know, if you're currently struggling with feeling safe or feeling unsafe, support is available. They send you pages, value part of the Twitch community. Someone, I guess, sent something about self-harm or something like that. Because you can also report things for you know, threatening self-harm. You can report things for threatening feeling unsafe, etc., etc., and they can possibly ban you for that. Not necessarily ban you for that, but, you know, send you this type of stuff. Apparently it's weird. It is weird. It's definitely not fair. Not fair that they got banned at all. I'm glad that they got unbanned. People are saying this one, you don't make any "oh my god, I'm going to KMS" jokes, did you? I did that and caught the exact same 30-day ban, also immediately revoked. Glad it was resolved quickly. So it could have been a hate raid, as she thought that it was, or it could have been if they had done any KMS jokes, any of that kind of stuff. It could have been seen like what happened with Shondo Fallen Shadow, when she had, I think she had a drinking stream. She had like some KMS jokes and stuff like that, and they banned her for threatening self-harm and that type of stuff. So it could very well have been that. It is still kind of cringe that they did that, though, without even sending her that first. And then if she continued to do it, then, you know, get the ban. I can understand that part, but not, you know, the other stuff. So it's just very strange. I'm just very glad that she got unbanned. Fallen Shadow, also known as Shondo by many people, colloquially known as Shondo, has a huge announcement, according to this clipper here, who has clipped her on, of course, a stream where she mentions what's happening.
So I will be /r/did am joining. Why is my heart racing? I don't know why I'm so nervous. Joining Mythic Talent. This doesn't mean anything. I won't have a manager. They can't tell me what to do. It doesn't mean like I'm a corpo tuber. They do not have any say over my content. They don't take any of my revenue. What it means is that they can help me with anything I need help with. Like sponsorships is the big one. And this is very appealing to me. With everything that has happened, it means that stability and taking care of my family is very important. So more quality sponsorships is good. They take a percentage. The way it works and how it's beneficial for everyone is they take a percentage of the commission I make off of the sponsorship. But the good part here is that they negotiate much higher rates than I can get on my own. Definitely not 55%. Is a very, very fair rate. I don't think I can tell you, but it's low and it's fair. And the rate that they take is literally smaller than... Basically, the amount that I'm getting from sponsorships is like half what I should be. At my size, I'm underselling myself. Because if I ask a company for any more, they're like, okay, we'll just go somewhere else. Because I'm independent, but...
And that is a good point. I do want to kind of build up on that. She is a large creator. She's not anywhere near being a small creator. She's a large creator. So you would think that, of course, you know, she would ask for more money when it comes to getting a kind of sponsorship. But the big issue when you are independent, when you don't have someone helping you out, someone who knows how to deal with these things, someone who already has a relationship with a lot of those sponsors, is that you don't know how much you are worth. And that is one thing that Shondo said she's been underselling herself for. That's going to help her out with Mythic. Also, you know, like she said, they're not going to be taking that 55% or whatever that, you know, Hololive or others take because, you know, you're part of the agency itself. She's still going to be keeping herself independent, but of course, getting the big benefit of having a large agency like Mythic be able to better get things. So basically, what they're also going to be able to do is, like, if they already have sponsors lined up for anybody to pick up, they'd be like, oh, you might fit very well with Shondo, you might fit very well with someone else. So that's one benefit that they'll give her. And I'm very, very glad that she's getting this. Spite, the lovable Cerberus dog VTuber, Cerberus VTuber, I'll just call her that. She is someone who has grown a lot after a certain controversy that happened recently. She has been getting a lot of support from the community itself at large, and she has reached an amazing milestone, 100k followers. Thank you so much for 100k on Twitch. This is insane. I love you guys so much. She has been growing an immense amount, like tens of thousands in the last couple of weeks or so. And this is amazing for her because, of course, of, like I mentioned, the things that had happened before. And just to show you guys a little bit of the numbers, as you know, I love the numbers here. She has gained 8.3k followers in the last 14 days. That is a lot of followers. That's an average of 800 followers, but like 700, 800 followers a day for the last 14 days. And like I said, it's because she is such a warm, comfy streamer, a warm and lovable streamer that is doing their very best. Never ever try to do any harm to anyone else or say anything negative towards anyone else. So I'm very, very happy. Of course, you see Cottontail VA, congrats, Spite. I'm so excited to see you go where you go on from here. Vixoria, that's my Oshi. Know Your Mind. Camila, deserved. Numi, congrats. Then you have Cynicals of Professional V-Mommy. Nyx, Cloud VTuber. Others, big one, Aruna Reaver. August Anomaly. Rosie Bell Moo. Ray the Stingray VTuber. Savi. Rukamana. Hades from Mythos. Nova. Lots and lots and lots of big VTubers, big and small. All of them, of course, congratulating her for that humongous milestone that she's reached. Much, much well deserved. Ina, whose full name is Mumei Inanis, she is a person who holds the knowledge of the Ancient Ones inside of Hololive EN Myth. So, what are we talking about her today for? She has, of course, recently done her birthday live. I would love to show you the birthday live because this is where it would be. It was done on the 20th at 1900, which is 7 p.m. Pacific time. But, of course, the same way that what happened with Mumei's graduation, SME, or Sony Music Entertainment, has done the usual of breaking everything and making it unavailable based on copyright grounds when it comes to what can be seen. This is very unfortunate because it was something that had, as shown here, very, very beautiful visuals. It is, you know, amazing B-Day Ina. I'm going to actually be showing you the things that people put out there for the B-Day Ina. And, of course, right there, it's a very beautiful outfit there. For Evermore. And, of course, having all of them. Look, the tacos. Looks like the tacos are inside. Yes, the tacos are inside her shoe. Takadachis are inside of her shoe. And here you go. All the other things for Ina's birthday. People, you know, saying congratulations for the birthday. For the Evermore things. A lot of things here of, you know, the most recent things that she had out there. A little bit of a gif of, you know, Evermore. Of what she was doing in there as well. And, of course, people celebrating everything that she was able to have. And just, this is what I'm going to be focusing on because, of course, I cannot take a look at the actual stuff in the Evermore part. She did have Hako's Bales in there, which she had Bei. She did have, of course, Watame, Azuki, I believe it was Azuki, or Aki Rosenthal, never mind, Aki Rosenthal, and others in there. Shishiro Botan as well. And it is sad that she didn't have the ability to keep it out there for a very long time. But you can see a lot of people here, giving, happy birthdays. And this is her actually dancing in the actual one there, singing. So yeah, of course, I can't put it out there too much because SME will strike me as well. But of course, a little bit shorter than what I usually prefer to do. But I am glad that people did actually go through and get things done and get things completed, of course, with her birthday merch being part of it. So there you go. Hopefully, the SME, the Sony Music Entertainment, will get that strike or that video unavailability removed in at least the Western Hemisphere. So, of course, congratulations and happy birthday, Ina. I'm sure it was an amazing one, as every single one in Hololive always does amazing work whenever they're doing concerts and such. Welcome back, everybody, to the VTuber Showcase, the place where I like to showcase up-and-coming VTubers of various sizes, shapes, forms, types, everything in between. I do it because I want it to be a positive space for VTubing and a place where I can help other VTubers as much as possible. I do this to, push people up and just give positivity everywhere. Gloom is the one that we're talking about today. Girl Failure from the Stars, Say So Burb Angel. Let's take a look at their content here. Ra, I'm Gloom, your favorite Say So Girl Failure from the Stars. Let's take a look, of course, at where the girl failed.
Literal, whoa. Widowy?
Oh, God.
Princess.
She worked with it. She ran with it. She ran with it. And here we have Gloomies as well, where they do their shorts. This is primarily their channel where they put out shorts. And, of course, that does help everything grow because their shorts will push things to your main source of content. And of course, I do hope everything goes extremely well for you, and that's why I'm here, showcasing you, and thank you so much for allowing me to showcase you on my channel. Thank you so much for watching. That is all the news that we have for today. Please let me know down below if you want to know any more news or if you have any comments regarding anything that you saw here, which I will try my best to respond to. I love seeing your comments down below. Of course, as well, like and subscribe to the channel. That will give you more information every single day. I do 2 videos a day, so hopefully you enjoy.